everyone, this is Nikki Rowland and today I have a layout for Lottie Loves Paper. I'm using the new Coffee and Friends collection by Echo Park Paper, that's new to the shop. I have a limited number of things at my disposal. So I didn't unfortunately get hold of the ephemera. I've only got the sticker sheet and I've got the papers, and I've got a set of alphas by Bella Boulevard which are called Florence, and they're black and they're flat alphas, so they're not like the thickers that are foam, they're the flat ones. They're actually really lovely font. I'm really happy with using these. I really love them, I say I'm having to get creative because I don't have loads of embellishments and my style is a little bit busier than the supplies that I've got this time. I am getting creative. So I love a challenge, and this is a challenge. So I have gone for a cut file. This is one by Peartree Paper Crafts, and it says "But first coffee." It's not Peartree Paper Crafts, it's Peartree Cut Files. Get it right, Nikki. Okay, so but first coffee. So there you go. You can see it's a coffee mug and it's got the words "but first," and then coffee is a large open alpha to be backfilled. So I have started off by backfilling my coffee cup. I've got a silver lid, I've got a floral cup, I've got a dark green heart, and then the word coffee is backed in the brick print that I used on a previous layout. I just drew around those and backed them manually, and the cut file itself is cut in white. I've got the pink gingham or pink checked background, paper as my background. I totally fell in love with that print the moment I saw it, and I knew I just had to use it as a background. But a whole sheet of pattern paper as a background is tough. But what does mean is a good thing is that when you use a cut file that's cut in white, it shows up really well against a pattern background, or not a busy. It would have to not be too busy, but like a nice pale solid-ish pattern like the one I'm using today. The cut file shows up really well, so that is a good thing, whereas if it was on white it wouldn't look as good. Okay, so I am going to use white as my total background, but I'm going to trim my pink gingham down to about 11 by 11 and then distress the edges and stick that on top of the white background. And then because it's a gingham print or a check print, my favourite thing to do with that type of paper is to sew through it on my sewing machine. So what I'm doing right now is distressing the edges. I'm then going to stick it to my white cardstock, but I'm going to apply my adhesive a little bit in from each side, so that I can rough the edges up even further. So they're distressed with scissors, but you can see now I'm going to stick my paper down and then I just kind of folding up the edges there a little bit more, so that they have a bit more dimension. Okay, so that's my background kind of complete. I've got to go and stitch it, and I'm going to go and stitch through every one of those pale lines. Here we go, it's all done. I've done it in white thread, and you can't see it perfectly on this video, but in the close-ups it looks really lovely and it is a really pretty effect. Now I can start assembling my layout. So I've already backed my cut file and now I can stick that down. So I've just put some foam pads on the back of it, and then I'm going to just stick that at the bottom of the layout, and that's obviously going to form my title. I have two photos, one of me drinking coffee, and one of my birthday brownies that I got. Well, actually I didn't get them, I made them. So this is a birthday layout. This is about my 38th birthday. Goodness, how did I get to be so old? So I thought I would document this because it wasn't a great day. It took place during lockdown, and I just planned to have a really lovely quiet day, but my 2-year-old was having none of it, and it was a real challenge all day. So unfortunately my nice quiet day spent scrapbooking did not turn out accordingly. So anyway, that's a real life birthday, and I thought I'd better document it anyway. And even though it wasn't the perfect day, there's still a story behind it, and I still enjoyed my coffee and my brownies. That was probably about the only enjoyable part of the day, but I had a nice day the next day instead. I just declared the following day my birthday, and told my husband that he was on Theo duty, and yeah, I did some scrapbooking the following day instead. Anyway, So I've cut my 2 photos to circles. I've used metal dies to do this, and then I've mounted them onto the next size up metal die in white. I have, had to get creative with my embellishments because I only have the flat stickers, and I do like my layouts to have a bit more texture. So I went looking for other things that I could use. And I found some green leaf trim. So I've stuck that all the way around the edge of one of my photos. I found a rose gold heart-shaped paperclip, and I've added that to my brownie photo. I have found some other Bramble Fox perspectives that go really well, so flowers. I found a white tag. I found some Bramble Fox stars, some Bramble Fox leaves, and some mulberry paper flowers. Do you remember those? I've found a few of those in my stash as well from another collection, I think Coco Vanilla Studio Daydream collection. And a little bow, as I said already. So yeah, I found a few things that was able to boost my products. So I've already, the majority of the products of course are Coffee and Friends, but I've added a few extra little bits and pieces from my stash. So it was nice to go through my stash and pull out some things as well actually. So anyway, I've got my big 2 photos at the top. That's my big kind of cluster. I've added the leaf trim around the photo. I've added some fussy cut flowers from the Coffee and Friends paper. There's a really lovely paper with green background, like a minty green background, then white flowers with dark green leaves. It's a really, really perfect paper for fussy cutting, and I've fussy cut most of it already. I've got a few more to go. Yeah, so I've added fussy cut flowers to that cluster. I've added one by the coffee cup as well. I've added another die cut circle just from my metal dies in a smaller size, and I've added the number 38 to that. That's from the Bella Boulevard alphabet. I'm just adding in a little white tag there. And I've added some twine, some silver thread to the 2 clusters as well. Then I've got a little sticker at the bottom underneath But First Coffee. It says Cup of Comfort. Over the little green heart on the coffee cup, I've got a sticker that says Per Cup. Above that, I've got 2 stickers that say Everything Gets Better with Coffee and Life Begins After Coffee. This collection has some brilliant phrases, and if you're an avid coffee drinker like me, then this is just the perfect collection for you and all those coffee photos that we take all the time. So I'm writing now in this space here between the 2 clusters. I'm writing about my fairly rubbish birthday, 38th birthday, and my journaling ends up being quite long. There was more to write, but I really couldn't fit any more in, and I have really tiny writing, so I could have written an essay, I think, but but anyway, I've put it in there, and I've underlined it with a ruler as well to give it a little bit of extra definition. Just coming in now with some enamel dots. Again, I had to dig into my stash to find these because I didn't get any from the Coffee and Friends collection. So I've just got a Christmassy pack actually, which had some nice black ones in that went really well with this collection. And yeah, so that is me done. Apart from, I just wanted to add some white paint splatters to my background because I've got a coloured background. I always think that white splatters look really nice. And that's me done. So I hope you've enjoyed this layout. I really enjoyed making it. I love how it turned out. I've just loved this collection completely. So yeah, thank you so much for joining me. Check out the Coffee and Friends collection over at Lottie Loves Paper. If it's out of stock, it's being restocked, so hang in there. Okay, thank you so much for joining me. That was Nikki Rowland for Lottie Loves Paper.